What's
We
up?
live. You know, the lighting in my room fucking blows always. And it's never now this is all messed up. God damn it. Let me
Please proceed.
thank you. The lighting in this room blows. And G Hub always seems that I gotta fucking fix it. I don't know. The end. I did move the I've got the whatever you call it, the Nest node in this office. So we'll see. No issue so far.
When did you move it in there?
Right after we stopped last time.
Okay. And have you been using the internet in this room since then, or is this the first real test?
No, I've used it. It's fine. It's never really been a problem unless we're doing this.
Gotcha. Okay, so this is the only time it manifests. So the only way to find out is the real thing.
And I'm getting the notification now again on the top left. Which means you don't get that, and that means that the internet connection is unstable. It's right next to the window. I figured that may be the closest way because it's like
the internet.
It's like right up here. It's not far. That the actual
the internet can go out the window
router,
and then come back in. Is what you're thinking?
I'm giving it the option. I assume it's everywhere.
Once internet gets outside, that there's no getting it back in.
I'm fucking changing it again. Give me a second. This is not working. It's worse. All right. Now I'm back on the other internet. That's pretty amazing. You can switch internet and never even lose the stream.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty good.
I love that everyone has like secondary internet, like the internet that comes with your ISP versus internet that's routed through whatever expensive router we bought.
Right.
But when shit goes down and you need internet, you go back to that original one.
The OI, original internet. So you had, by the way, you mentioned something on a text message I didn't realize until last night when I was about to hit the sack. You wanted to play NHLPA. How much would it cost to play NHLPA?
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously there's no option for us to play online. So we're going to have to do this the hard way. And I'm thinking, is it cameras, a Sega Genesis? But then I'm like, well, no, because how are we going to be playing each other?
I think the short answer is I don't know that there is. At least in
how can that be? Like, how can that be?
I don't know. I haven't looked, but you have to use an emulator. So maybe there's an online emulator, but I didn't look. So maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean,
we keep talking about getting together. I think that would be a game that we would film each other, film ourselves playing. That would, I'm telling you, that's content.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think if that's all we did, that'd be fine.
Just play that. I have a couple other games that are like, they call them couch co-ops, where you sit next. You can't play online. You have to play, and if you filmed yourself playing that, it's fucking funny.
Yeah. But
so there's a cooking game where you're two chefs running around a kitchen and everything's you gotta chop sushi. Orders are coming in. It's frantic.
Really?
Fires start. You got to put them out. You got to clean the dishes. It's gonna be like the bear in this bitch, yelling and screaming at each other. I'd watch that.
It's just like real life. You're gonna do your taxes, but don't get audited.
We just play The Sims.
Yeah.
Just as a troubled marriage.
So there's no way to bring a Sega online, or is there?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
You mean the actual, like an actual Sega Genesis?
Yeah, like I'm
to
talking
the internet
about networking your Sega and my Sega. If we'll each buy one. Is it networkable? Like, is there some kind of adapter? Probably not, because like it's too complex of an operation. We're trying to have your inputs show up for me, but like I'm thinking, yeah, there's just no way to do it. I mean, unless like the what's it called? Nintendo Switch store or Xbox or the PlayStation store, unless they've put it in their online shop.
They may have put that 1 year of NHL hockey where they didn't have the team licenses in their store. So to purchase.
Just the city, not the team name. Player names.
Nobody's favorite game, by the way. It's not like that one's the classic. NHL 94 is.
But that's a mistake.
NHLPA 93.
That's a mistake. It's way easier to score in 94. 93 is the purest. You have fighting, you have the blood. And you know what? Yeah, one-timers are cool. I agree that one-timers are awesome. But you don't need them.
That's for goddamn sure. You should score 60 goals in a game without him.
That's right. But that's people's argument for 94 is that's when they added the one-timer. That's the big argument. Although I was doing some research the other day when I sent you that text, and I found a few Reddit threads of people kind of having the awakening, saying, you know what? I know everyone says it's 94, but I really, prefer PA 93.
I agree.
F&M,
I mean, if you think about it, we were essentially not speedrunning that game, but like playing it in a way to maximize goal scoring. I didn't care what the score was. It's just a matter of how many goals you can score. With that comes a few things like fighting. Fighting's not great. You don't want to. The people who are good at fighting usually aren't skating on your team, but you don't want to get into a fight with someone on the other team and it puts one of your scorers in a penalty box.
Well, even losing Steve Chason was a blow because Steve could score. Like, you had scoring defensemen. If you lose Paul Coffey or who is your Brian Leach? Is that?
I had Brian Leach and James Patrick were the two.
Brian Leach could score though, right?
Yeah.
So like you can't, because the guy coming in behind him definitely can't score.
Pair Deuce. Yeah. No, he can't score.
Pair Deuce. Larry Murphy. Was it Larry Murphy for me? Yeah, Steve Chason, Larry Murphy, and was it Larry Murphy or he was on the Penguins?
You played with the Blackhawks a lot. I remember when we played, it was like you can't beat Detroit because they're too good.
Yeah.
They have everyone.
You know what? I would go with the Kings probably as my second choice. Because I don't know if you remember this, but Gretzky's just a tank.
You can't knock him over. The only person in the game that can knock him over is Pair Deuce.
Yeah, Pair Deuce can give him a good run. But the Penguins are a great team. They're a fun team to play with. Although they're like Yager and Lemieux are not good enough.
Yeah.
In the game. You know, Kevin Stevens was like borderline better, the crack monster. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Pens were good. That was the year in real life that they won 17 games in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a cup year for them, wasn't it? 92, 93, 91, 92?
Nope. That was the year they won 17 games in a row. They're the best of those three teams, and they didn't win the cup. They got eliminated in like the...
What were their back-to-back years?
Second round.
Not 91...
90, 91, 91, 92. Same as the Bulls.
Well, let's just say when NHLPA 93 came out, the Penguins were probably the reigning champions.
Yes, that's right.
So they should have made Lemieux's good, but I think they tried to like make him big and slow like he is in real life, which doesn't play in that format.
No. Yeah, thanks for the realism.
When accuracy, they couldn't hone in the accuracy to be enough of a factor which is Lemieux's strength. You know what I mean? So he ended up just kind of being a blob. But Kevin Stevens was good. Yager was good. Fucking Rick Tocchet was good. Joey Mullen. Joey Mullen could put some in the net.
Man, that's why they won 2 Stanley Cups in a row. I mean, it's you got to have guys who don't, aren't on
highest American goal scorer all time. Is that right? Or something like that?
Is that right? Maybe
he's got some right. record like that.
I
scored like right. 300 or 400 goals, I think.
I think it's more than that. I think it's like 5 or something. Let's
see.
To the internet. You look it up. I had to pull
American with most goals NHL ever. So
really
Brett efficient. Hull, 741.
Okay. Well, that was the easy answer. I don't know why we didn't even think of that.
Let's see if he's Joe Mullins. No, he's number 7. So okay. he probably you're right. He had 500 goals. Keith Tkachuk.
I remember him getting something though. You're right, like an award.
Yeah. There was some distinguishment that, as an American, I remember that was the thing. That was the whole thing.
Maybe it was like American from Connecticut with the most NHL goals.
I went over to Ryan Mullen's house when he was there once. I don't know if I've ever told you this. It was when it was right after they won the Stanley Cup, and Ryan was like, come over. So Ryan and Joe Mullen, legendary hockey player, lived right up the street from me, right up the street. Just go up the street and you're there. And I think it was when he was like, do you want to come over and see the Stanley Cup? And I was like, absolutely. I want to come see the Stanley Cup. By the time I got there, like by the time, our moms talked and I could go over, I don't know what the hell the situation was. It was gone, but they had the ring on the carpet where it was. Right. And so Ryan was like, do you want to go see the ring on the carpet where the Stanley Cup was? And I was still like, of course I do. That's a great thing to see. They must have had a game that night. So he's outside in the hallway, which this is funny now because I haven't thought about this in so many years. And now I think about it from the parents' perspective. But his dad was sleeping because he probably has to sleep in and keep weird hours, and he was probably out drinking all night or doing whatever professional hockey players do.
Right.
And he came out and laid into us for being outside in his room talking. And then the mom came and was like, Ryan, I've told you about this. You got to let your dad rest. But he was like not pleasant at all.
Sure.
It's pretty terrifying, actually. Now that I really bring this back up, I remember thinking, it's like, even in the moment, I remember thinking it's weird that this guy's being this aggressive with another kid in the house.
No kidding.
Yeah, I remember thinking like, I bet this gets much worse. Yeah.
Yikes.
Professional athletes, right? Gotta love them.
They're good at one thing, man, which probably means they're bad at worse at the other things that you have to do when you're an adult. That's how I always view people like that these days. Professional musicians or hockey players, whatever, for athletes. I follow Rocco Mediate on Instagram. You know who he is, golfer. He's a 60-year-old guy. Maybe he's not that old. He's in his 50s. He posts videos of himself playing golf every day. That's all he does. He doesn't do anything else. And you can kind of tell that that's just like his thing, right? So how do you and he's good enough that he does it for a living, and he's done it for a living for his entire adult life. How do you make room for being a good husband? He's divorced. I know that. Or a dad. I'm not saying he's either. No, he's a bad one of either of those.
I get what you mean.
You have to make sacrifices if you're going to be a professional athlete. And I think those come along with the things that we would consider like non-negotiables. You got to be a respectful partner and things like that. At some point, some of those guys just aren't.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's a really good way to put it. There's sacrifices for getting to the top of the mountain. You got to pay the troll toll.
That's right. Speaking of musicians, does the name Mike Dean mean anything to you?
You kidding me? Of course.
I figured it would.
I've seen him live more than once.
Really?
Yeah.
He's awesome. I did not know who he was until.
But you're familiar with a lot of his music.
I know. I realized that as soon as YouTube recommended me to see a video of him in his room.
Synth God.
Yeah. Dude, I have not stopped listening to Mike Dean stuff.
Yeah.
Since I saw it. It's awesome.
It's crazy, man. Like, I had a similar awakening, and then I realized, like, maybe Mike Dean's my favorite musician. Maybe it's not Kanye and, all these other, The Weeknd and, like, all these other people that he's associated with. Maybe it's him. Maybe he's got the sound that I dig, that all the cool cats dig.
Yeah, it's very cool. I hope to one day own one of the 40 synthesizers he has in his room.
Yeah. I try to remember when I went to see The Weeknd and he played for The Weeknd, he was obviously at Kanye's Pablo tour, and I've seen him a couple times, and obviously in smaller venues. I think both times out in Seattle by himself. And he's fucking awesome, man. Like, he's just so cool. But he's a grotesque looking man that smokes more than any human being I've ever seen in my life.
Well, that's, again, can you imagine that guy, like, while he's not in front of a synthesizer?
No, like there's a tornado in his brain. Like, he can't go about the regular world and then create incredible music in the volume that he does. You don't get both.
I can't imagine he's a good spouse or a father, really. I'm just going to go out there and say Mike Dean is a bad father.
Yeah, I think that's fair. He's not like, calling home and checking in,
Hey, do you need me to grab anything on the way back from the Pablo tour? Do you need me to grab some eggs at the grocery store? I just landed. Yeah, no, there's not that conversation's not happening.
No. Hey, did you see the OpenAI released? So a couple of things have happened in my orbit recently that are making me think about the future of media. Yes. I mentioned this last time, but my sales VP left to take a job as a CRO at another company, and that other company is called Synestia, which is a term that is what Kanye says he has and other people, where they see color with music when they hear music. Hearing music makes them visualize colors, whatever.
Okay.
Point is, that company is going to take text and create videos for companies. So for a business that wants to create a commercial but doesn't want to hire a production staff and doesn't have the money, whatever, they put in text input and it will come out. OpenAI yesterday released their version of this, and I saw a few examples this morning on Twitter, and I'm like, my mind is blown. I don't understand. It's lifelike video. I couldn't tell that these were not real.
Really?
What's gonna happen with it? Like, where is this gonna end? Where are we going? What is this helping?
This is the Matrix, man. Because all these things are just going to start getting published and no one's going to know what's real and what's not.
Is that the more I think about this, the more I think about, like, oh no, what if, I don't want to get political, but what if Trump wins again? Sometimes I wonder, like, what am I clinging to? Right? Are things going so well right now that I don't want any major changes?
Yeah, no, there is some of that. I get it.
Maybe it's time to blow it up. Maybe this all needs to be different. I don't know. But creating videos based on words that look indistinguishable from reality is not the way to do it. It's not going to help anybody.
And listen, man, that shit's gonna exist here sooner rather than later.
I mean, it exists right now.
Right. Well, we're going to be consuming. We're going to be. Yeah, I do. Can we actually look at that?
I believe so. I think it's called Sosa.
Sora.
Thank you. Sammy Sora. Here, I've got it up.
Oh, it says try ChatGPT. A couple 40-year-olds jump into the.
You want to read the technical report?
Oh boy.
So this video is Sora. Was generated with Sora.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. That looks, I don't think that there would be 1,000 paper airplanes. It would take a lot of folding, paper cuts. It's just really dangerous. So that makes sense to me as not real.
How about that?
No, that's the kind of shit that I is crazy.
Well, look at the way the person in the white is walking. Just left foot, right foot, but it went left foot 3 times in a row.
Oh, did it? Okay.
I think. Let me go back to that. See?
Barely. Man, you really gotta be looking for it.
Oh man, no, it's definitely there. Watch. The right foot like kicks out weird, then left.
Okay, I saw, but what I'm saying is, if I'm watching that video and we're not like trying to figure out whether it's AI or not, I'm not going to catch that.
Right. I mean, I caught it in 2 seconds, but I get what you're saying. If we
looking
can't always be looking for it with an eagle eye.
Yeah, let's.
I'm trying to find other stuff. Try it. Also, the signs look like nonsense, and the logo.
Right.
I've noticed that in AI stuff. It doesn't do well with words and letters and logos. Look at the skin, though.
I know. That does not look real. That looks like a little bit of a video game.
No, the background does, but her face.
No, I think I don't know, man. Video games are really good too. That's the other thing.
They are. Oh, so this is made to look like an Old West.
So you're telling me this wasn't a drone film in Golden Pass, Colorado in 1904? So you're trying to tell me this is fake?
No, it wasn't a drone, idiot. It was a helicopter.
It was an ultralight.
Yeah, it was a crane dolly.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can't wait to use it.
This looks like a video game just because of the POV.
Yeah, the dust doesn't look great. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, that's an amazing video game. That's what video games are going to look like. In
all fairness, this is what video games look like now.
Right,
like
that's
because
what I mean.
Your brain, when you're focused on it, you can't tell.
No,
you know, looks real enough.
Love that herringbone.
Yeah, that's cool.
What's interesting about this one is these are all paintings, I assume, that are not real, right? It's not like you take me through the hall of whatever. It's like create a hall and all these different paintings of the same sort of style and era.
Yeah, with history's most important paintings.
Right. That's pretty cool. This guy.
Turn around, buddy.
That? The treadmill's in back reverse.
I don't know, man. This looks incredibly realistic.
Yeah, it does. Who doesn't get on a treadmill and yeah, well, it's one nimble dog. At that, yeah, it's over. Sora, thanks, Sora, ruining everything. If you take that with the, have you been following this quantum computing thing at all?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit familiar with quantum computing, but has there been an advance?
I think they're constantly making advances.
I'm familiar with the concept, though. It's insane.
Yes.
But like the power, and like looking at quantum computers, I don't know. How do they always get? Why do futuristic things always look so futuristic?
Well, I don't know if you seen like the one that they've got so far, because it looks bad. It looks like it'll be in a museum in 10 years. Well, as like the first, it's like the Wright brothers.
But it still looks like it was created by NASA. It's very
exactly. You're right. But in 10 years, it's going to be an eighth of the size.
Dude, I keep thinking about that when I see all the people wearing the Apple Vision Pro around.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be, I can't believe we did this.
Here's what a quantum computer looks like right now. I mean, that guy, someone made that in their garage, right? That's what it looks like, with light bulbs and just wires. Their house just has missing things that they've taken out and put into the quantum computer. But the idea of it is just so crazy. I mean, it's going to eliminate passwords from being secure.
That's what you think quantum computing is going to do?
So that someone did I was watching something on.
Pull up a picture of the guy standing with the quantum computer.
Sorry.
Oh, I think it was actually Google CEO. Never mind.
Yeah, whatever. So quantum computing, they gave on 60 Minutes, they gave the analogy of when you ask a traditional computer to solve a maze puzzle. You go in and you make a right turn. And then you get to it, you get to a T and you make a right, and then you keep making rights until that's not right. Then you keep making rights until the last one and you make a left. A quantum computer just fill all the space at the same time and get to the end. It just can try everything at once, as opposed to on or off. It's always in every state between on and off.
So it's not just the speed and the volume of computations it can do, it's the way that it makes those computations.
If essentially is the speed, but yeah, the way that a traditional computer is it tries different combinations of things.
Because it's limited by its own capabilities, right? So that is the most efficient way. But a quantum computer could invent new modalities based on the increase in power and right? Is that the idea?
I don't totally follow what you're saying.
Like the quantum computer can solve a maze in a more efficient way because it has the luxury of being able to do so with the extra processing power.
It's not extra processing. It's not extra.
It's not extra.
So computers have it's the way that the transistors within our computers, one we're using right now, have a bunch of transistors, and they can either be on or off.
Yeah, one or zero.
When they 1 or 0, and that's it. The quantum computers can be any number between 1 and 0, which is there's an infinite possible number.
Not just integer values. You're saying, Rich. Why don't you just say that? Why don't you just say non-integers?
You did take math almost the whole way through high school. Yeah,
almost.
I forgot who I was talking to.
Thank you.
So my point is, if it's again, through a maze, it can just try everything. It doesn't have to worry about like getting to the end of a dead end and then starting over or like making adjustments. It just tries all of them. So if you're trying to crack passwords, you just try literally every possible combination of characters at the same time. It's over. We don't need passwords. We need two-factor authentication. That's it.
Yeah. Sounded very smart right until you couldn't pronounce authentication, but I do understand what you're saying, and that is really interesting. Fucking great. I hate passwords anyway. What a silly way to protect ourselves. Actually, it really isn't. It really isn't. It really isn't, except for you have to type it in.
Well, I do very little of that anymore. I just save it.
Right. I mean, the fact that it needs to be input.
Take my chances.
Rather than spoken if you had a password is it's a very good way to keep something secure. If it's something that only you know,
right?
It's just been sort of bastardized by the internet. But hey, man, what was I seeing the other day about security authentication and Face ID? Oh no, it was when I was. You have Clear? Do you use Clear at the airport?
No.
To pay to get to the front of the line. Well, it used to be pay to get to the front of the line. Now it's pay to wait in an extra long line because they're currently going through a process of converting all of the customers to their new security feature or
Clear.
They need to map your face. Yeah, Clear 2.0. So right now, Clear, you go into a different line and it takes a picture of your eyes and it knows it's you. Now they're going to scan your face so you don't have to stop at all. You just walk right through. Yeah. That'll be cool when it comes. But
I'd be up for that.
Imagine that's what's coming, right?
Yeah,
with or without quantum computing. I think that there's going to be a way to recognize I think facial ID has become widespread enough now, and it's been around long enough. By long enough, I mean like 8 years. that I could buy the same way I have a USB camera. I'm sure that could be an option for my computer and all the applications on it, right? Like some kind of facial recognition that either is built into computers or you can buy. It's already built into every iPhone. You know, that's how everyone with an iPhone unlocks their phone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting, I mean, and this stuff's happening, man. It's going to be within 5 years that this is how life is going to be lived.
Dude, that way, the only people that can rob you are those who look a lot like you.
Have masks. Your face. I mean, again, if you're talking about AI, I don't understand how having a scan of your face solves the security issue. I mean, that seems incredibly replicable.
Yeah. I mean, so does that mean, yeah, right, because someone can put in an AI. We just watched lifelike videos.
Right.
So someone's gonna but you have to be able to input the text, right? Or are you thinking you'd scan an image and it would
your image is going to be scanned, right? That's the only way it works.
Yeah, right.
If in theory is that they have a database with your face in it. Someone can access that.
Holes in it, but there's no way to do it. You're right. It's all out there. We're fucked. There's no way.
Another password.
I mean, what I'm trying to figure out is like, okay, so you have this new technology that can take text and turn it into lifelike video. Great. Now, my question is why?
What do you mean why?
Why do you
do that? That's so great. Well, that will eliminate creative jobs.
Right. So why? Again, I must say why. Who's winning from this?
Save money, man.
Who's saving money? Hollywood studios?
Anyone who wants to hire a studio to make a commercial for them. Right? Now I just go to ChatGPT, $29.99 a month subscription. I could literally make as many commercials as I will ever need in an hour.
So I think we were talking about this kind of recently, but over the summer I said to Allison that I thought that the future of content would be choose your own adventure, right? I want to see a movie, you know, and it's already here. And like she was arguing at the time that will never happen, and it's now here. So will creativity in new media be the people who can work with computers the best rather than filmmakers and auteurs?
I like that you framed all this around an argument that you won.
Thank you. You picked up on that.
I was saying that I think Taylor Swift will be at the Super Bowl, but my wife said, I don't think you're right. But, we all know how that worked out. Anyway. Nice. That's an interesting thing, though. You could like choose your own adventure. You could sit down one night and be like, I want to watch a movie that's about this. And it will create a movie
with these actors set in this setting.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's on the one hand, who the hell wants to do that when they get home from work, right? Like I don't want to invent the whole story.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
Sometimes.
But here's what I want to do.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
Dude, here's what I have done this. I use ChatGPT for almost strictly entertainment purposes for myself. And I like creating scenarios around, I've been doing it for my golf friends where, there's like someone has a reputation of being a slow player or something. And then I will have ChatGPT take that person being slow and put him in a situation where like write a story about this guy playing slow and his playing partners giving him shit about it, but like make it a Broadway musical and give me the third act.
I love that.
And then you take the text from that ChatGPT and throw it into the video thing and make it an actual video. Absolutely, I would do that as soon as it's available.
You know what? I'm gonna try You're 100% right. Yeah, I would do that too. That sounds awesome.
So that's a silly application, but if you wanted to make it serious,
we could make a video of like both of our dads performing Broadway hits together and send it to both of them. That would bring me so much joy.
Have Rich and Josh on a Broadway stage improvise and just argue with each other for 90 minutes in front of a packed house, in front of 1,000 people.
Fanatics going crazy the whole time.
Yeah.
Right. Just losing their shit.
I want to see that.
Speaking of fanatics, I read an article yesterday that the MLB Players Union is intervening because of the new uniforms that are licensed to Nike, manufactured by Fanatics, I think. Yeah, they're manufactured by Fanatics. And the players are saying they feel like paper. One guy said it feels like a replica jersey. Another guy was like, this isn't no $450 jersey. Another guy pointed out the inconsistencies in the spacing between the letters and the logo and how the letters look so small. The logos look small. Interesting news.
I didn't realize. I love jerseys. I didn't know that was the case. I didn't realize a company called Fanatics was making jerseys.
You don't know Fanatics?
No, I don't. What does Fanatics do? Is that an actual thing?
Business? Yeah, it's an incredible business. And I'm surprised you haven't shopped from there considering your love for jerseys. But basically, if you want to buy anything licensed from MLB, NFL, NHL, NBA, NASCAR, you're going to Fanatics, whether you know it or not. Every team shop is run by Fanatics. It is a website, and they sell officially licensed, fan gear. But I believe they're the exclusive provider for the NFL, the MLB, and maybe the NBA too. Okay. Wouldn't be surprised if the NBA store was now owned by Fanatics. In fact, you'll even see Fanatics logo on some real jerseys. And apparently now they're manufacturing the MLB ones. They're lighter, stretchier, but I guess they don't have that premium feel. Which is interesting because the Steelers replica jersey I purchased in the offseason, remember when I went all in on Kenny? Didn't seem like a crazy idea at the time. I got there's like 4 jersey levels. There's like the entry level where, people look at it and it's immediately clear that you're poor. There's the regular replica. There's like the slightly stepped up replica. And then there's like the authentic replica, right? I got
replica.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's the authentic article, not a replica. Yeah. I get the slightly stepped up replica, right? Usually it has like sewn on letters and nameplate. Not this year. All screen printed for like $145 or something like that. All screen printed. Horseshit. So I'm wondering now if Fanatics made those too.
Maybe. You get screen printing, you might as well go down to the strip district and just get one for $29.99.
You can get any player. You can get Diesel to Kiesel.
You get Franco. You get Franco jersey down there.
You can get Franco. You can get
Dirk
Dawson.
Mean Joe Green.
Dirk Dawson.
Rocky the Rock Blyer.
What's his name? Mike Webster. I'm going to show you these jerseys.
I like jerseys. I like the design of them. I don't like owning them. I never worry about like what replica jerseys look like.
What do you mean you don't worry about it? I thought you'd worry about it all day. Welcome to Fanatics.
It's not
Rich.
something there it is, huh?
Shop your favorite league. See, look at this. They are running the table.
Yeah, they are. NASCAR. You get a replica Kyle Busch jersey.
I love that we're going back to this style of hat.
The older we get, it's like, who the fuck would ever buy that?
This hat?
I don't understand. Yeah.
I actually think that's a really cool hat. I would wear that if I were a young guy still.
A specific year championship hat.
Well, if your team won the Super Bowl, you wouldn't buy a hat?
I think it would be funny to wear in 5 years.
That's the only thing, is that it does look dated very quickly.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. MLB spring training. By the way, they ruined NBA All-Star jerseys. They used to be so cool.
Yeah, they did not need to change those things. And some of them were okay. Like when they started changing them depending on where they were playing.
Dude, come on.
Yeah, I know. Those are great.
I bought this in Thailand, a knockoff version of it. And I wore
Fanatics.
It. Dude, there was like Fanatics Thailand. We went to an island. You been to Thailand?
No, I have not.
So there's an island that everyone goes to. They have the full moon parties. You probably heard of them. Anyway, they're on this little island. You got to take like a 2-hour ferry to get there. And there's a dude who's got a store, like a little stall that sells NBA jerseys and NFL, like the coolest shit you've ever seen in your life. Didn't expect to see it there. I don't know. We each bought like 3 jerseys, including that one.
The ones I remember them being in like, you know which one was cool is when
look at that.
They went to, I think they played one in Phoenix and Jordan was still playing. Maybe it was 96.
Dude, I have those shorts. You talking about the teal blue?
Yeah, they were, well, yeah, with the cactus.
Yep. I have those shorts.
Coyote looking.
Here, those
are great jerseys.
I'm gonna throw you over to the baseball, and then I gotta go grab something. Just give me 1 second. So you study this. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Yep.
Yeah, think about that Diamondbacks hat. I want a full report.
Looks like some sort of asp. Maybe. Diamond shaped head. That makes sense. I guess that diamond flows through the entire back. Maybe that's how they came up with the name Diamondback. Color. I guess that's an Arizona color scheme. Certainly, the scale of a baseball, that's a big snake. If that's a full-size baseball, I guess we won't know. There's no way to know. Considering we don't have, it's either a very large-headed snake, a large-headed asp, or a novelty-sized baseball. Looks like the snake's throwing a 2-seamer, which is a pretty standard pitch. Nice shorts. Same color. Yeah, no, okay. 96, right.
I wore
That's a great
to play basketball in last week.
It's a great all-star jersey. I don't know that a team would wear that every night.
The jersey was even better.
Get old.
Because they had the white version too. It was pretty awesome.
I agree. I think those are cool. Now they just look a little too muted.
Let's talk about this. I can't help but buy Pirates gear every time I see it. Like it's all so cool. Black and gold is so cool.
I'm not a fan of the all gold hat.
I just don't see how anyone could look good in this.
Yeah, it'd get dirty. Like you get a little sweat on it.
You're gonna look like Fred Durst in a matter of moments.
It's a tough look. Yeah, I agree. I think there's nothing wrong with the black hat. The all black hat with a gold P is so classic. It's great. They got to stop creating other hats and just make everyone wear that version.
I agree. I have 2 of them. I have 2 black Pirates fitted hats.
Some of these spring training hats are always shit. They always suck, man. The only
this is kind of cool. I like this.
What?
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers? No, I hate it. That D is ridiculous. It looks like Dallas. Any other team?
Yeah, but it's a snapback. Like for a snapback, I think that's cool.
I think it's too big. I don't like the size.
It's a bold statement. I get where you're coming from. What do you think about this? Is
that Nationals?
Yeah, it is.
What the fuck color is that?
It looks like navy in the middle, navy? Red and white, and then black hat, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it because of the navy on the black, it makes it look purple.
That's also not their logo. That's the other thing.
Maybe it is now.
That looks like the Washington Huskies. That looks like a Washington Huskies hat.
This might be the ugliest hat I've ever seen in my life. I get what they're going for.
I don't, man. What the fuck is that? What is
They're trying to make it retro and cool, but it isn't.
You can put one of 2 things on the hat. This is where you can put the logo for the team, or you can put the initial for the city name. You cannot put the name that's an initial for the team name.
Right. So you do not like D. You're fine with SD. You're fine with A. This passes the vibe check. This is actually kind of cool. This is the best logo, color scheme, everything in professional sports.
It's great.
A navy Yankees hat it's like a fashion accessory. They look great.
Yep.
I have one that kind of looks like this material. I bought it at a Yankee game. We did an event there. And I think we all got like a, I don't know, 10% off coupon. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm buying a Yankee hat. But I wear 10%, it sometimes.
When am I ever going to get this opportunity again?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Now I can afford this $50 fitted hat. All right, I want to see the jerseys. So let's go MLB.
Yeah, spring training jerseys.
I think they're talking about the new Nike jerseys.
Well, let's look at the spring training. Those are all. We're not going to be able to see a difference. Let's go back. They're definitely not going to put up factory seconds on the website.
I think it's just the hats. Oh, maybe here we go.
They don't sell spring training jerseys. There we go. That's it. A women's Aaron Judge replica. T-shirt jersey. Hold on. I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
I'm going to look at the actual jerseys. I want to read. I like reading their descriptions of them. But no, it's not Nike Home Limited Player. Hold on, I got to find the article now to know, because it like, oh, dude, look at that McCutchen jersey. Tell me that's not so clean.
It looks great.
So they weren't talking about the replicas. They were talking about the authentics. This is it. New 2024 Nike Vapor Limited jersey. Inspired by the on-field jersey. Okay, I like when they describe it. That really is what gets me going.
It's embroidered swoosh.
Yeah, I like that it's an embroidered Nike swoosh. So he applied Twill logos. That means that's okay though. Right?
Is it? That means they're screen printed, right?
Actually, I don't know. If it's Twill, I think that just means they heat press on the patches instead of stitching them on.
That's what I mean. Okay, so it's not. They're like essentially they're glued on.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't love that.
Maybe this is what it is. This part. This jersey is made of at least 75% recycled content as part of Nike's move to zero sustainability journey towards zero carbon and zero waste, which I respect.
Yeah, listen, that's got it. That's if Major League Baseball players have to adjust to a new jersey, and they'll get used to it immediately because they just will, then I'm fine with that.
So let's
do your
see.
part.
Nike Vapor Limited jersey.
You gonna buy one?
No, definitely not. If I get a couple of these deals in, then I will. I'll buy a Pirates one.
These jerseys look cool, but they look bad without numbers on them. They look unfinished. The Pirates one, at least. Dodgers have that red number, man. It adds a lot. And when it's not there, it's noticeable. I like that Kansas City one. Both of them. Those are good looking jerseys.
You like the empty version?
No, I think you got to have a number on there, even if it's your last name.
I don't know. I don't hate the idea of an empty Pirates jersey. Let's see if they have one. No, they don't put that on the Nike website.
You were just looking at one. No.
Oh, that was on.
And I saw it come up again. You missed. Keep scrolling down. Down.
Padres?
Keep going.
Padres again. Ugh.
No, those are those city jerseys, huh? Yeah, I'm not a fan. Oh, the Baltimore one's even worse.
Oh, that's bad.
I actually think that's okay.
Of course you do. Of course
it looks like a softball jersey though.
It looks like you made a jersey in NBA.
At least it's got something, man. Go to the Baltimore. Scroll up. No, dude, you got to fucking stop. Chill out with the scroll wheel. Look at those Baltimore jerseys right there.
Oh, there you go.
Baltimore.
It's like, why do they ran out of time? Oh, that is a woman's replica. Okay.
It's like they ran out of time and just had to turn something in.
Yeah, I don't.
Angels look great. I love that. They all kind of look like softball jerseys, though. Those city edition jerseys.
That's cool. Yeah, I like this one. But if I go to the top, so I sorted by price. These aren't the new ones, I don't think. $326. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
The logo is visible for the first time, right? Didn't they used to not? Wasn't that a big deal? They, when Majestic was making them, they didn't have the logo on the chest.
That's right, Majestic.
They made them until this year, I think, right?
Premium jersey was engineered to improve mobility, moisture management, and fit, while keeping sustainability in mind. This is why we're seeing a sacrifice in quality.
Yep.
So, they're gonna save the planet, but they're certainly not going to reduce the price.
No.
So guys, we're making a much cheaper jersey this year to save the planet, but it's going to be a little bit more expensive because saving the planet doesn't come for free.
Why don't you vote with your wallet and not buy one?
You know what I was thinking about the other day? No. Sorry, my ADHD brain is kicking in. Do you ever think about how much? You might actually know the answer to this question because you're smart with this stuff. Do you know how much of each dollar is taxed? Is it more than $1 worth? So you get your salary, which is taxed, right? I take that salary and I go to the grocery store and I pay for groceries, which is also taxed. The business pays tax on the money they received. And then they spend it, which is also taxed. So, like, if it's $1,
we go ahead and ask ChatGPT.
Yeah,
I get it. I think the answer to that is no.
So you think it's what, like 90 cents?
I don't know. How much?
Take a guess. Make an educated guess.
Is taxed. I mean, I guess you could figure it out. Let's just assume that you pay the highest tax rate, which is what, 39%. That's 39 cents. That's it for that dollar under for what you do. And then if you go to a grocery store, you pay 6%, right? Or whatever your local Pennsylvania, it's zero, right? You don't pay sales tax. So there's no sales tax there. So let's just assume it's 6%. So that's
no sales tax on clothing in Pennsylvania, but there's sales tax on other things.
Okay. So 45%. And then a company makes that money and they pay the corporate tax rate. So that's what, 35% on that dollar?
All right, put it in ChatGPT. I want to see what the actual answer is.
Is taxed. How do you know how to phrase this? How much of $1 is taxed in the life cycle of $1? It gives me all these qualifiers. I just want an answer.
Yeah, I
just want you to give me an answer. I apologize for any confusion. Sorry. Let's say that dollar was made by a millionaire and was spent at a grocery store in Pennsylvania.
There is no single answer, but a single dollar is likely taxed between 3 and 5 times as it moves through the economy. However, the actual number depends on many factors. In this comprehensive guide, we will look at the different types of tax.
Just trying to be entertained here. I don't really want to learn something.
But so federal income tax, state income tax, payroll tax, sales tax, and property tax. So like the grocery example, they're paying tax to have the grocery store opened so that they can make a profit. So that has to factor in. It's too much. I have to think about taxes too much right now.
And I can understand that. I'm also now, I feel bad that I kind of bossed ChatGPT around.
Yeah, apologize to it.
I got to apologize to it. I'm sorry. When it has to apologize to me, it's my fault. I'm the only one telling it what to do.
Yeah.
It's not acting independently of what my prompts are. So I'm sorry for being abrupt earlier.
Just tell it why you were abrupt. Explain yourself to it.
I am in the middle of a worldwide broadcast, and needed an answer quickly.
And then go into more detail. Be like, lately, I feel like you're not.
I'm sorry.
But then put it back on ChatGPT. Like, lately, I feel like you're not as helpful as
ChatGPT is great. ChatGPT has no issues. Their response, no need to apologize. I understand the urgency and I'm here to assist you. If you have any more questions, anything specific you need for your broadcast, feel free to let me know. I'll do my best to provide the information you're looking for.
All right. I'm going to now go to ChatGPT and ask why it's throwing attitude at you.
I didn't do anything.
Why aren't you helping my friend Rich more? I'm here to help both you and your friend Rich. It doesn't seem like it. Sorry to hear you feel that way.
I don't want to hear. Listen, if you want to abuse ChatGPT, you do it on your own time. I don't want to hear it. ChatGPT is. I can understand. Let me put it this way. I can understand. Obviously, I know that ChatGPT is not a real person. I can understand lonely people in the world just conversing with ChatGPT in a way that they do not have otherwise in their life, and like making it into a person. I can totally fucking see that.
We're like moments away from that happening if it hasn't already. ChatGPT
it's definitely. There's someone. No, I'm talking about just like friend ChatGPT.
Okay, but when it comes to being a therapist, ChatGPT is better qualified than any human being. Think about what you need from a therapist. When we get to the point where it becomes a comprehensive language learning model, where it's got it down, right? Where it can truly and accurately parrot the response and empathy of a human being, a therapist's job is difficult because it's very hard to sit there, remain quiet, remain focused on the other person, and like empathize enough, put yourself in their shoes enough to be helpful. It's a draining thing for a human being to do. And no matter what, there's fatigue for every therapist. ChatGPT never feels fatigue.
I agree with that. What I will say though is I think what therapists can, you don't do therapy over text message. I know those exist, but I've never experienced that form.
Yeah.
There is an art to understanding how to get through to someone immediately and reading people's facial, their faces when you say things or how they consider what you're telling them. And that's something that ChatGPT right now cannot do.
Yeah.
I agree. Like the information, of course, is, you can search the internet immediately.
But can you go to ChatGPT with your problems?
Let's find out. You got a problem you want to talk about?
Yeah, let me think. Of course I do. I've always got problems.
Can we play? I'm just going to can we play HLPA?
Yeah. There you go.
93 on the internet with friends over the internet. NHLPA 93 is a classic hockey. Yeah, I know what it is. There isn't a built-in online multiplayer option for the game. Can you believe that? Yeah, but it's like play something newer. I don't want to play something newer. I'm trying to play HLPA. PA. Yeah, that would be amazing, but I don't know that it's possible.
Okay, so I just said write a fight song for the Pittsburgh Pirates baseball team. Incorporate the fact that the Pirates rarely win, but they have a gorgeous ballpark and frequent bobblehead giveaways. Verse 1. We are the Pirates, fierce and bold. Though victories are rare, our spirit never grows old. At PNC Park, our home stands tall, a beauty unmatched, the best of them all. And then this is the chorus. We fight with pride, never giving in. In our hearts, the hope of a win. Through ups and downs, we stand strong. Pirates faithful, singing our song. It's pretty good.
I was thinking about the Pirates.
There's 2 more verses.
And I'm good. I think they covered everything you asked them to in the first verse.
They did.
The fact that the Pirates have such a shit farm team all the time, farm system, when teams like the Orioles and the Rays,
no, they don't right now. They actually have. So remember when McCutchen got called up, it was the beginning of a wave of young talent that we had cultivated in the farm system. Starling Castro and Polanco, and then we just started bringing them up. We're there again.
Walker.
We're there again. So the minor league system is stacked. Last summer I went deep down the rabbit hole of evaluating the top 200 Major League Baseball prospects, and the Pirates have, I think, 3 or 4 in the top 30.
Really?
Something like that. Yeah. And that was before they drafted Skeens.
He might play next year.
He should. Okay, so let's see. Top 100 prospects. I love this shit.
Yeah. That's the fun part of baseball, the analytics.
I agree. Okay, Jackson Holiday said that Paul Skeens is already number 3.
In the Pirates or that's overall?
This is MLB.
Got it.
Okay, where's the list?
The
top 10 organizations.
Altoona.
Okay. I guess the Pirates aren't in the top 10.
That's a good jersey. Jeez, excuse me. It's LaCroix.
Which one? The Altoona Curve, Skeens.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. He's going to be very, very good. Teams with the most top 100 prospects. Chicago Cubs 7, Orioles 6, Reds 5, Pirates 5. There you go. Paul Skeens was number 3. Tamar Johnson, he's a power hitting second baseman, young at number 44.
I'm not seeing that.
Sorry. So here we go. Number 3, then Tamar Johnson at 44, then Jared Jones at number 62, Anthony Solometto, 82, Bubba Chandler, 93. This is also after they called up Henry Davis, the first baseman catcher, and there was another one. They not Wandy Rodriguez, but the shortstop. Name begins with an E. And
Evan Rodriguez.
Yeah, Edmar Rodriguez or something like that.
Edmar.
I don't know. It's something like that. It's a weird name. Yeah. So I think they've got a good.
We'll see, man. I have a problem with, I have a problem. I think it's insane that the Orioles and the Tampa Bay Rays are like the ultimate. They're fucking good every year. No one goes to those games. Yeah.
Are they really?
Look,
I wasn't even aware that they were good. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays just have built a juggernaut of a franchise, is what you're saying. They got a hell of a ball club. You know what I think about all the time is like
they won 100 games 3 years ago. Go ahead.
Did they really? Who were their best
99
players?
They won 99 last year, 86 the year before that. Did they make the playoffs? Yeah, they made the playoffs the last 5 years.
Wow.
They didn't win
name
the
one
World
player
Series.
On the Devil Rays right now.
I mean, the last time they had a losing season was 2017. The year before that, they were terrible, but it's like they reload and they go through these cycles all the time. They went back 2013, 92 wins, 12, 90, 91 the year before that, 96.
Front office?
Do they? I don't know.
That's what I'm asking. Is it the same group that's been responsible?
I don't know. It seems like there was a significant change at like the latter part of the aughts. They didn't have a losing season and for 5 or 6 years. And they're playing in the NL East. That's the other thing. It's not like they're playing in the AL Central or the NL Central. They're not playing against the Brewers, the Reds.
Endy Rodriguez is the guy's name. Yeah, so Endy Rodriguez, Quinn Priester, and Henry Davis all got called up last year. They were in the top 50.
Okay.
So they've got some. You ever think about like how ridiculous baseball MLB managers are?
In what way?
Well, they're all hot-headed old men stuffed into their baseball uniform, and
that's always funny.
Yeah, that right there is enough to get me laughing. But like the comedy of the way they act, like the baseball culture in general is hysterical because there's no more youthful game than baseball, right? Like the fact that grown men play it is one thing, but the fact that there's an older grown man that's in the dugout with them, yelling at them like they're about to storm the hill in World War II is hilarious to me. They're so serious about it, and they're out there yelling at the umpire. You're not even giving us a fucking chance. You're out here. You're an embarrassment. It's like, well, actually, you're an embarrassment. Think about what you're yelling at right now on national TV.
Stop arguing with other adults.
Yeah,
in public. It's ridiculous.
It's just so silly.
The fact that I agree with that, and I think the fact that there are so many unwritten rules.
Yeah.
It just the baseball in general about how these are men.
Yeah.
They're men. They're hard. Yeah. They're men. They don't care about anything. But then, like, if you swing at a 3-0 pitch and you're winning, like now everyone's offended. Everybody's
deeply
offended.
They'll punch you in the face. They're so offended.
I'm gonna make you pay. I'm gonna hit you with this baseball, but you can't hit them above the waist because then that's offensive.
Right.
You gotta hit someone below the waist.
And if you throw and miss, you can't do it again. You already had your chance.
You get one try. That's it. Those are the rules. Didn't you know that? No, I didn't know that. What the fuck are you talking about?
I just watched a YouTube video compilation of times when someone broke the unwritten rule.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cross sport. So there was a good one. I think it was Jordan Poole for the Warriors. They were up like 40. So you have Durant, Curry, Clay all on the bench. And Jordan Poole came down with time expiring and threw it off the backboard and did like a reverse dunk. And Curry and Durant and everyone were like, ah, they're losing their mind. And
signed our
Steve
death
Kerr
warrant.
was so angry. So angry.
You know who wasn't angry? The people in the stands.
Right.
Who got to witness something entertaining.
Yeah.
Probably the most awesome entertaining thing that happened. Yeah. Why not?
I feel like, so I went to go see a game in Toronto when I was young. Vince Carter was playing. And that was the whole thing. Like, I just wanted to see Vince play. My family went to Toronto, I think, to see Phantom of the Opera or something dumb like that. And some stupid culture. And Vince like didn't have that great of a game. You know, he did okay. But I remember with time expiring, he came down and did like a 360 dunk. And the whole place went crazy. And I remember thinking that, like, even as a kid, I remember thinking, I bet they're doing this because they know he hasn't done it all game and they need people to keep coming back. Right? Like, it wasn't the end of the game with time expiring. It was like a manufactured play for him to do something crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think at some point you start realizing it's not about the sport. It's just about whether it's entertaining or not. Who cares?
Have you seen for the NBA All-Star game this year, they have an LED floor. The court is LED. It's crazy because they can keep changing it, you know? And there's a 4-point line, I think, which is not the first time. I think they've had that before in other All-Star games.
Okay.
But I think there's going to be like random spots that pop up. Like shoot from here for 5 points. I don't know. That's
kind of cool.
That's very cool. I think that's a great idea. I think that's the future of sport.
Yeah, why not? Who cares? Change it.
Yeah.
What sport were we talking about the change people were all bummed out about? I mean, basketball's changed. You know, they added a 3-point line. That was before we were interested in basketball, before we were born.
Yeah, but that was in our lifetime.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. I think
they added a 3-point line
right around the beginning of our lifetime.
They've moved it numerous times since. I mean, it used to be really far, and then they moved it up,
and then
they moved it back again. It's like, I get it.
Well,
that's cool. I'm fine with
because no one was shooting threes when they first brought it into the league. Like, it was considered a ridiculous thing to do.
Right. I mean, it was really far away. Yeah. When you watch like old Larry Bird games and shit, like it was half court. But I'm trying to remember how I was going to tie this in with other sport that didn't want to change the way they do something, or they wanted to preserve the history. I think it's golf, frankly, actually. So professional golf is played now on two tours, really. Yeah. Right. There's like the PGA Tour model, and that includes the European Tour.
You know, they needed a little shakeup.
Well, here's the thing. So if it's four rounds and there's a cut, and you start in consecutive starts, and then you have live, which is 53 rounds, everyone plays at the same time they start on different holes. That is so much better from an entertainment perspective, a broadcast perspective. And
I agree. Because you can follow every group or whatever group you want. I mean, there's so many different options that come onto the table, and like golf itself doesn't need to change. It's a perfect game the way that it is, but the way that it's consumed at a professional level definitely is still in need of a refresh.
So there's that, right? But then there's also if I'm a professional golfer and I have the option of 4 rounds, I got to play 4 rounds, and I start at some point during the day. It could be super early, it could be super late, and maybe not finish my round.
Right.
Or I can play 3 rounds and I start at the same time as everyone else, which guarantees me that I'm going to be putting on at least one green that no one's walked on. I'm taking that option every fucking time. As a matter of fact, if that was the way that golf
you
was
get $50
played,
million.
invented, forget about the money. If that was the way that golf was invented and someone was like, I think, guys, here's what we want to do. I think we want to change it from playing less golf and starting out at the same time to now playing. We all started on number 1 and we have to play 5-hour fucking rounds in different weather conditions. Right? It might be sunny for all of my competitors and then raining when I play.
Yeah. It would have never
make any sense.
It would have never passed vote. It's only because that's the way it's been.
They want to be able to compare to Jack Nicklaus and Mr. Palmer. I love when people fucking call him Mr. Palmer. Jesus Christ.
I've never heard that. Mr. Palmer.
It's a big, that's big in golf circle. People at fucking clubs I've been members of call him Mr. Palmer. What the fuck are you doing, dude? He's in
Pittsburgh?
No, not even in Pittsburgh. They have such respect, such reverence for Arnold Palmer that they call him Mr. Palmer.
Neat.
Fuck you.
Yeah, stupid. I was watching some highlights from Tiger's practice round. Boy, does he look good. You see him shank one yesterday on 18? I didn't. No, was it bad?
Man. Yeah.
It was like one of my drives.
It wasn't a drive. It was from the middle of the fairway, and he shanked it into the trees. It was refreshing to see. I like watching those guys hit bad shots sometimes.
I like watching those guys hit bad shots, except for him. I admire so much what he's battled back from. You know, as a guy who's also made mistakes in my life, seeing another guy who's made mistakes and like just keeps going, I admire that a lot. I think that's a good thing to see. And I want him to succeed.
Look, he is, and he's exciting to watch, no doubt about it. I think he is someone who is leaning on his talent and his natural God-given ability to allow himself to continually make mistakes. And at some point it gets tiring and the older you get, the smaller that margin is, man. And one point he's going to make one, and that's going to be it for him. He'll still be famous. He'll still be Tiger Woods. But I mean,
I would argue that he's maybe there already.
Probably.
Like he's
in his late 40s. I mean, there just aren't a lot of golfers who win tournaments in their late 40s.
Yeah. So that was going to be my next question. Do you think he can still compete for a championship?
Yeah. I think he can win an event.
I mean, a major.
Sure.
You think he can win a major still?
Phil Mickelson won one when he was 50. I mean, yeah.
But Phil Mickelson also didn't get in like a near-death car accident, have a bad pill addiction, and
that we know of. I mean, right?
That's true. Actually, the more I learned about Phil Mickelson, he's not necessarily a saint.
No, he doesn't keep his nose clean completely.
No.
I will say this. No, I think he's still married to the same person. He's got a significant gambling addiction. That's his thing.
I know. But I think it's not just gambling. I thought he was like a serial infidelity guy too.
I don't think so. His wife had breast cancer, and he was very adamant about that. I've never heard any rumors about him being.
Maybe I'm just mixing him up. Sorry, Phil.
With every other professional athlete.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, Phil.
I think Tiger could. I mean, he won the Masters. I didn't think he was going to win the Masters. Here's what I think about Tiger.
That's 5 years ago now.
Yeah, right. And he's had the accident since then. I think he's a guy who gets off. And I think this is in a book about him, where he loves having a thing to overcome.
They all do at that level. Michael Jordan, Kobe, Mamba mentality, bro.
It just feels like with Tiger, though, it's like I need a storyline to come back.
Yeah, the little extra motivation to get him to it. Because the way I look at that, guys like Jordan and Tiger, they've already beat everybody. They're already the best. So what is it that's going to keep them motivated to do the same things that got them to that level? Right? Because at the beginning, it was, I have to prove myself. I'll show everybody. They don't know yet. You win a couple and there's good things, but you're not the greatest ever. You get to the point where the consensus is that you're the greatest ever. You need to find a little extra motivation. And I think that is like the whole secret to Michael Jordan's greatness. He found little petty reasons to get himself extremely worked up and was able to pull it off. You know, he was able to like lie to himself in a productive way.
I think we're talking about two different things. I agree with that. I agree with everything you just said. My thing is I think Tiger loves the sympathy. He loves the drama around him, his off course issues. And that's his thing to overcome. I mean, we've watched the Tiger apology video. That's a little thing. I don't think he's intentionally doing all these things, but in the book, it's like, oh man, yeah, I'm coming back from I got a leg thing that I'm coming back from. This is when he was young. He's like, yeah, no, I went out and ran 5 miles in army boots, and now my knee's all messed up. I'm kind of overcoming that.
5 miles.
He broke his leg at Torrey Pines. Now he's got the pill thing, and now he hit the car accident. Was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. I've actually
hushed everything, all the details around that.
Yeah, that was interesting because I remember I was there when it happened. Not there, but I was in LA staying at my brother and sister-in-law's house, and it happened like a few miles from where or maybe 30 minutes from where they live. And the place that happened, Terranea, was a place we were going. So then I got to like drive the same route, and driving on that route, like, what was the story? Weather, or he hadn't slept or something like that? What was the media story versus the truth?
Well, the thing is, that was after the pills. He was not playing because he was injured. His back was hurting or something he had some injury. And he was on the broadcast. This is the same tournament that they're playing right now. It's at Riviera. And he was on the Saturday broadcast, or maybe it was Sunday. And he looked glassy. His eyes looked glassy. He was kind of not slurring, but just real slow. And he looked off. And then the next day, he was going to another golf course for some sort of charity something.
Yeah, some appearance.
And he overslept, and he was late, and he was driving too fast. That's the story. And the DA's like, well, we didn't take a toxicology report. We didn't think we needed to. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure you didn't.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, the fucking jaws of life to get the guy out of the car.
The thing about pills is once you go down that road, I don't know, it's just very hard to stay away from something that works. Right? Life can get pretty heavy, and if you don't have the right support and the right motivation around you, it's very easy. I would say it's almost certainly pills, right?
Yeah.
Is that your assumption as well?
Oh, well, I know it was, right? That he got busted for a DUI before then, and that was part of it. That was part of it. It was
how close and alcohol. How far apart were those two things, the DUI and the accident?
2 years
that DUI
or something?
Video,
it wasn't. Yeah.
I don't love him enough where it's sad to me. It's hilarious to me.
Yeah, right. I'm not
like, I don't idolize him enough where I look at that and I think, oh, a fallen icon. I'm just like, this is hysterical. The cop is asking him things and he's like on a different planet.
I totally agree with that. People that put themselves in situations like that are less deserving of sympathy than a lot of things going on in the world.
Yeah, that wasn't because of hardship or because, well, who knows what kind of emotional pain he's carrying around. You never really know until you walk a mile in another man's shoes. But I think it's pretty fair to say that he got caught up in his own celebrity and started to abuse the privileges that he had earned.
Oh my God. That was clear before. Yeah, the infidelity stuff, man. That's shit's been going on since he was in college.
Yeah, but you know what? The infidelity, not that I excuse it, but I get it because of where he came from and because of what he saw growing up.
Right.
No matter what, we all see what our dad does, and that's what we think we're supposed to do. Whatever is told to us doesn't matter.
I agree. Those things are learned. It's important to have good parents, but yeah, the entitlement that comes along with being the most recognizable golfer in the world when you're 20, 21. I mean, he won the Masters. I think he was 21 years old.
Charles Barkley said, he's like, I go a lot of places with a lot of very famous people. There's only two people that I've seen that people absolutely lose their mind over. Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
He's like, they just don't know how to act. And I can't imagine what that feels like to be one of those guys. I got to assume it feels good, but I don't know.
It feels good when you want it. I'd imagine it feels good when you want it to feel good. When you're not in the mood, no. I mean, I like going to the grocery store to buy food or like going out to dinner. Dude, after a while, I'm just saying that at some one of those times you will go and not want to deal with people who want pictures and autographs.
During the episode of Comedians in Cars with Obama is saying the same thing to Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry said, "What do you miss the most about your previous life?" And he said, "I miss the anonymity. I want to be able to just, Saturday go for a walk. Oh, hey, Jerry, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. Just, And Jerry goes, all due respect, I've been not famous and I've been famous. Famous is better."
Yeah.
Like, it's probably always better. I love going to the grocery store too, but it would be way better if I went to the grocery store and everyone started cheering for me when I walked in. I'm sorry.
There's a level of fame that I think is really appealing. And that level of fame is like chief meteorologist of the local news station. That you get recognized, and maybe some people are like, hey, Rich, but they don't like want your autograph. Maybe they'll ask for a picture.
Right. Maybe you get seated when there's a long wait at a restaurant. Right. You get some perks.
You go on vacation and you're just another good-looking guy. Right?
Yeah.
That's it. You're not the chief meteorologist.
It happens very quickly too. Like, there are people who become internet meme famous. Their 15 minutes of fame, and it's amazing how quickly it goes to their head and how quickly they change. So it's almost like an impulse, like a natural human reaction to that level of adoration. There's no way to take it in stride with humility, right? There's going to be a moment where everyone thinks like, okay, well, maybe I am something special.
It's a fine line, right? Because you don't want to start acting that way before you're getting the attention that makes you act that way. You can't just walk around and like be an asshole to everyone because they ask you a question like it,
Yeah. There's one guy who's done that. Kanye's done that from the beginning. Early Kanye interviews are great because he's like, I'm going to be the savior of the city of Chicago. And no one knew who he was, but he did it. So he saved the city of Chicago.
Meanwhile, Mike Dean just waiting for the phone call. Make Kanye famous.
Have you listened to any of the new Kanye's new album with Ty Dolla $ign? With Todd Dillerson? It's phenomenal. I hate to admit it. Although he's walked back his Jewish thing. I think I figured out the whole Kanye Jewish thing. It's like I don't think he has hate in his heart for Jewish people. I think that he said some things and then people reacted in a certain way. And because of how he's that kind of guy who's like, well, you can't tell me what to think and say, he just doubled down on it and kept doubling down on it to prove that he could say whatever he wanted. You're not buying this?
I think I applaud your reasoning here.
My mental gymnastics to try to enjoy this next album.
That's right. Yeah, I respect that. I respect the process.
It's
but
good.
No, I think Kanye West does not like Jewish people. Period.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And I'm taking only his words for it. I can't. I'm not projecting anything here or expanding on.
So you're saying when he says things like, I don't like Jewish people, you think what he really means is that he doesn't like Jewish people.
Yeah, I understand your logic behind it, but the fact is he keeps going back to Jewish people. He could have said anybody. He could have said a different religion or race or ethnicity, whatever. It could have been anything else. But no, he seems to find his way back to the Jewish religion time and time again. So for that reason, I'm glad that you're selling out so that you can listen to a CD.
Hey, have you noticed that I've been lifting weights for the last 8 months straight?
Yeah, totally.
Can you tell?
Totally. Look at that.
Have you noticed any difference in my physique? I got to be honest. Every time I've gone through 2 previous weightlifting periods of my life where I lifted 3-4 times a week for at least 18 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And both prior times I had full body transformations. This time it's not happening.
No.
Like I'm like I look like I'm incredibly in shape from like here up. Belly, love handles, legs.
Yeah.
Not so good.
It
really is just what you eat, which I hate. Like I'm working so hard to eat whatever I want and not gain weight. And now finally the scales have tipped. Oh, listen to this. I have to get a colonoscopy.
Hey, congratulations.
March 3rd. Yeah.
Oh, big day.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
We're gonna talk through that. Now we got that's going to be a good episode.
Do you want to?
First one after March 3rd.
That you have to drink this prep stuff to clean. Have you ever done it before?
No, I've not.
Should get one.
Knock on wood. Yeah, just for content purposes,
Shira,
right?
So the reason I'm doing it is because Shira did it, and they found a couple polyps, which were no problem. But
yeah,
that stuff's genetic, and like I'm 42, so you're gonna have to in a few years.
45 is the first one, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get ahead of it.
You're an overachiever. Again, I appreciate the commitment to content for the Rich and Josh show. Josh prepares for a colonoscopy.
I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I think just the preparation sounds. Shira told me about her preparation, and she said like she basically was sleeping on the bathroom floor for like an hour at a time and then get waken up.
Yeah, that sounds pretty miserable. That sounds worse. I mean, they put you out for the actual procedure, right?
I'm sure the procedure's nothing.
You might be a little sore when you wake up, but otherwise the prep is what's really doesn't sound like it's fun.
Yeah.
But so March 3rd, that's it's upcoming.
I think it's March 3rd. Yeah.
So you have to take the day off before,
March 4th,
right?
Yeah. Take the whole day off. Well, in my case, it's a Monday, so Sunday will be spent next to the bathroom or in the bathroom.
That's annoying. You'd want to at least get a day off.
I do get a day off, and like right now, I'm glad I don't have to take 2 because I'm like too nervous of something falling off. I gotta stay on top of everything and manage people through buying processes. It's like we're all children. Companies. Okay, well, we like this and we want to make a change, but I don't know.
I'm so scared.
What if something happens?
I don't know. I'm just nervous.
Yeah, I'm just like what? So I just don't know. So my job is to be there for those people and to say, no, we talked about this. Look, hey, it's okay. It's okay to be nervous, but remember. We talked about this. We put a whole business case together. We quantified it. This is me petting them gently.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We quantified it.
Okay,
and,
come on.
You felt pretty good about it. Yeah, it's all right. Can't do that if I get a colonoscopy up my butt.
Yeah, man, you get one of those colonoscopies up your butt. Forget it.
No good.
That's not happening. That would be exhausting. I can't imagine doing that job.
When I think about it like that, it makes me feel ridiculous, but I don't know. There's this whole professional wrapper around it, which makes it feel a little bit less absurd, but that's all it is.
Those commission checks don't feel ridiculous.
No, I get my comp plan today, actually. I'm excited to see what the percentages look like. I have a feeling it's going to be less than it was, but you get to get up front, which I'll take that deal anytime. I think anyone would.
Give me the cash.
But, we can go through commission calculations on the next episode.
I should get my comp. I don't know about today, but
at some point, what percentage of your compensation is variable? I know it can probably it can probably vary, but like how much of your salary or of your total year annual compensation are you guaranteed no matter what? What percentage?
It's like 60%.
Assuming you stay employed. 60. Oh, really? That's lower than I thought you would say. So for me, it's 50.
We got targets for other stuff.
So you get 40% through performance incentives, or I guess it gets released when you hit certain milestones.
No, it's all discretionary and it's based on a few things, but it's, I don't know if I want to get into percentages, but
yeah, that's fine. I don't want to make you get in trouble, but I'm just kind of curious how it works.
We get bonus and then stock, and those are both variable, and they could be anywhere from a lot of your it's all based off of what your salary is, and they're percentages of that. And so those two things is
public.
Yes.
So you can exercise. You can sell that. Is it options or RSUs?
RSU. So they vest
RSU,
over
so you can sell
over years.
You sell tax to cover when you're granted, and they vest over 2 years.
I just take net shares. They vest over 4.
Okay, even refresh grants?
I don't know what those are.
So the way I've had it with I get RSUs is you get 1 grant when you're hired that vests over 4 years, and then any performance grants vest over 2.
No, we don't get performance grants. Bonuses are paid in cash.
That's the way you want them.
Year. Yep.
Okay, so you get a cash bonus plus stock. That's nice. That's a good comp plan.
I'm not worried about that. The problem is those are all discretionary. And since I've been doing this job, it's been, I don't budget to get anything for either of those, which is nice.
Yeah, that's what we do too. We budget based off of just the 50%.
Yep.
You have to.
Oh yeah. I can't imagine. I'm talking about fucking stressful, especially in a position like yours where it's directly correlated to your performance.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, this is the longest I've ever gone without making commission. It's been like 6 months.
So when will you actually get your first check?
Commission check?
Yeah.
Net 30. So whenever I launch something, 30 days later. Yeah.
Net 30, baby.
Yeah. So I told you how they're doing it like a frequent flyer mile program. So if the business I close performs the way I say it will, I'll start getting a larger percentage up front. So that right now they pay you when you sign the deal, 60%, and then 40% when it launches like a month or 2 later.
Okay.
But the more you do, I'll eventually, hopefully, earn my way to 100% upfront, which would be real nice.
Diamond tier.
Diamond. It's exactly what they're calling it.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, it's the rarest of the gems.
That's right. It is.
If you're going to use gems as the tier categories, you have got to use diamond as the top one.
Precious metals, it would have to be platinum, right?
Would it?
I think platinum is above gold.
Yeah, but there's got to be something above platinum. Platinum rings are not that expensive.
I think the most precious metal is something we've never heard of, but it's like a very small component that's used in the gold making process. So because its value is attached to gold, but you need it to make gold, but you don't need a lot of it, so the value of it is higher.
Gold you don't need anything to make gold. Gold exists, and gold is a thing. It's an element.
Rhodium. It's called rhodium. Then
it's called
iridium.
Unobtainium.
It goes rhodium, iridium, palladium, gold, then platinum.
Well, so there you have it.
Platinum.
Platinum's even worse than gold.
I got to get to rhodium tier.
Right. You're going to create a rhodium tier.
Yeah.
You're going to pay me to even make a phone call.
Yeah, you're going to pay me before I close anything.
I love that.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of which, I got to get to work.
Yeah, man. Me too. All right. Next Wednesday.
Let's do it.
Keep it rolling. Later, dude.